the biggest questions everybody asks is what's next, what's next. Whether they are having a conference or somebody wants to advise you, that's always what they say. Even me at first, before becoming a core member, that's what I used to ask myself, what's next after NIC? But being in the system already, I feel there is a bigger question other than what's next that we all tend to probably see but feel like that is not important. I don't think what's next is the question, because honestly, everybody know what's next. Is either you're making it or you're not making it. But the question there is, what are you doing now to determine your what's next after the
I get you, but let me stop you so you continue. You say what next is not the right question we should be asking, because you believe everybody should know what next. Now let me use two of you as an example, you and AY as an example, typical example. Prior to your NYC, you knew what next according to you.
No, I was also asking myself the same question.
No, you said you knew what next now.
No.
You didn't know what next.
I did.
But you're telling me now that what next is not the main question. You should be asking yourself that you know what next is, how to now do the next thing. That's what you're saying now.
I said when I came into the system, I didn't realize.
Okay, you don't realize.
What is next? Because at the end of the day, there is so many things clouded in our head that we want to do, that I feel the right question is, these conferences should be teaching these core members how to harness that cloud in their head into making it one.
Okay, now let me answer that question. Now, what next is the perfect question, okay? In the sense that what you need to do next is supposed to be determined by information, the kind of information you are privileged to. And this kind of conference are meant to give you that information. For example, let's say you were confused about what next, or you knew what next. But right now, after your service or when you were posted to the office, your perception started changing because you've learned a new skill.
Yeah.
The new skill you learned is information. Not like AY. Before now, I don't know if AY have ever thought about entering the media space. Do you understand me? I know always she wanted to write, but she never needs to go be in the media space. But that's why I said what next is a good question. But now information needs to come with the what next.
Yeah.
So you need to be driven by information to now achieve what is next for you. Because information will guide you into actually doing what is next. Because you might be thinking, okay, after NYC, I want to start business. You already have a business in mind.
Yeah.
But with the right information, are you listening to me? With the right information, you know what you do next after NYC. Because you might not have thought about it. And a single skill can be the game changer for you.
That's true.
And that's why I always tell people, education will get you inside the room. Okay, there's no way you would have been in McJ now without you going to school and serving NYC, right?
True.
So education will get you in the room, but your skill is what will make people take you in. So skill is very important. And skill has to come with information. You need to know what is trending. So it's not about having skill, you need to have a skill that is relevant. But if you have a skill that is obsolete, you know your own, you get skill, but nobody needs your skill. So you need to have a skill that is relevant, and all these things come with information. And that is why I believe such conferences are informational to guide people or to open their eyes to possibilities. You might just be looking for a signal, or maybe people will say writing on the wall, God should give me a sign. And that conference might be the sign for you, because one single information might change your perspective and lead you into the right direction after NYC. Because the truth is this, most people don't really recover after NYC. They stay the same.
Yes.
Most people don't recover.
True. Very, very true.
So we need to give them the right information that will help them get to the next level. Do you understand me? I have a lot of friends that went to school. Some, as I'm talking to you now, I went to Lagos. I'm not even joking. I went to Lagos. Out of all Uber drivers, true life story, out of all Uber drivers, I tried a boat. Boat didn't connect. The rate wasn't good. I tried InDrive, and I tried Uber. I downloaded the app for the first. Out of everybody, my class captain in SS2 was one carrying me. He couldn't recognize me. I didn't even tell him. I just lock up.
Strange world.
Because I didn't want you to feel bad.
Yeah.
I didn't want the guy to feel bad. My class captain. Easy. I'm going to see this video. I'm not joking. I don't want you to feel bad. But the thing is that guy was, I believe he's still brilliant. The guy is brilliant. But I believe that one information that he lacked, that he didn't get, kept him where he is now.
Yeah.
Because information, if you get the right information, it takes you to your next level. And now another thing about having information taking to the next level is you willing to use that information. That's the difference between people that sell book and the people they sell the book to. Because you see a man selling a book how to get rich, but he's not rich, but he's selling the book.
Definitely.
So the difference between the man and someone that is getting rich from that book is implementation.
Yeah.
So get the right knowledge and implement it. And that is why such conferences I think are very important, especially for NYC students.
Yeah. So also in information, in this conference we are going to,
Mm.
are there going to be? Would you, because it's from you, would you be teaching those of us that already have in mind, like I said earlier, have clouds of things they want to do? Are there going to be teaching related to the what next after NSC that is going to help us harness those thoughts into one thing on how to start on after the like what's next? Because we have it, but we know what's next, but we don't know how to go about it.
Yes, I'll be doing exactly that. That's why I'm going to be teaching personal branding. The idea of personal branding is to define who you are. Bring all the cluster, everything, bring it together and define who you want to represent. That is the idea behind personal branding. That's the first step in personal branding. Discovering who you are. Discovering who you are. Asking yourself, who am I? Do I want people to know me for? That is the first step. So if you get that right, the rest is history. So all the cluster, all the thoughts you have, will bring them into one particular framework and ask yourself the hard question: who am I? Who do I want people to know me for? And when you do that, you start your journey to at least creating a personal brand that you can be proud of.
Thank you, sir.